Okay guys, I'm back and I have prepped the center room. Now, what I have here is I just have a little bit of a decoration. This is actually a laser using mechanism. I don't want to jump into that because that will actually probably kill me. You see how thick that is? That's actually a very thick laser. It's usually thinner, but because of the block that they are going into, it causes them to be a smaller thing. I thought I had jumps up. Let me check my configurations on this. Not nearly a high jump is. Whatever. You can see it. So here in the center I have the whoa. Hold on, but that's something that can change. I have the left leg. That's not what I want. Dangerous. Okay, definitely not what I want. So lock flight, mix it on. Inertia cancellation on. That's what I wanted. Because I want that instant stop. So this is called an energy core. Currently it's level 1. If I click on one of these, it becomes this little tiny baby car. That's adorable. And I'm gonna break this. Clear generator. Okay. So that's the little tiny one. We don't want the little tiny one. So we're gonna craft ourselves about 3,000 redstone blocks, and we're gonna actually craft us the tier 7. That is very simple, but also very hard. We need a lot of redstone to do this. Now, the reason I built these off camera is because these were very annoying to build, and especially to get power to. These require a lot of power to continue running, and the power just kind of disappears, and it's kind of not worth it to be burning the amount of power that I'm going to be the amount of power that I am burning on these guys. It is not worth to see the trouble that I did to go to get it to that level. Now, it'll be easier once this thing's done, but hey. Hey, let's fly. This is nice. Oh, look at that nice flight. That controlled flight was alright, but this is beautiful flight. Now, it is a little bit weird. I might be turning on and off my yeah, hold on a second. Give me guys a second. Let me turn this down to normal. See, this is how my normal perspective would be. I actually have it on Hyper Pro. And the reason I have it that is because my pants, when I have this movement speed modifier on, it super bends me in. And it's super annoying. So, I turn up the OVs to Quaker Pro, which allow me to see it kind of normally, but it still is a little bit off-putting. So that there is the 5x5 area. That is a tier below, I believe. It's been a while since I built one of these guys, so hang with me here if I mess up. So, I do need a digging spell. The other thing I want to make today is the Charm of Dislocation, which will allow me to dislocate to any location in the space station, in the overworld, anywhere, from anywhere in the world. All I need is some ender pearls, which, as you guys know, we've been farming for a while now. One of the reasons I was farming them. And this may or may not be the reason why I was farming redstone. Well, one of the few. Mainly because redstone is used in everything. Secondly, because I knew this was coming. But still, getting back to the build, this is what you're going to do. Now, once you cover this, now just to build this redstone spherical thingy, I'm gonna call it that, is not enough. Hold on. Let's see, 3, 5. believe I need one more. As I said, it's been a while since I built this. I believe. Might have to go looking, but hey, if I do, what's the big old deal? Because basically what we want is a 7 inner ring. You'll understand when I make it. But this is massive, and it requires a whole lot of redstone, which is why this is going to be one of the last big builds we do. Now, once we have this, we will have plenty of energy storage to store, because this, when it's the biggest formation, holds about, oh, I don't know, 3 trillion RF? I know it holds a lot. Now, the tier 8 that is in 1.9 holds a near infinite. To the point that it's kind of frankly absurd. It really is, guys. If someone can fill up a tier 8, which it's not hard, because I can do it probably if I really set my mind to it, and have enough time to fill it, it just is frankly absurd. Because at that much power, when are you ever going to need it? A, and B, be using it. I mean, I guess if your whole base is power based, but hey, whatever. So, whatever. Getting back on topic. Building this thing. Once you have finished doing all the redstone work, which I am nearly done with, you're gonna need some zirconium blocks. I had more redstone than I thought. Which I'm still crafting redstone. Bet you I was right. So, before I started this, I told my assistant to craft me a ton of draconium. Because I knew that I was gonna need a lot. Now, here we go. See, this level is 5, which is what we want. On the next level up, if you count, you'll see that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if you actually continued it, it would have been 7. 7 block ring, which is what we want. The inside to be a 7 block ring. Because this is the innermost circle. Everything around this is either going to be smaller. It's going to be smaller. Not to mention zirconium just takes a... Oh my gosh, this takes forever to mine. Where... Oh my lord, those drain. Yeah, I got 2 of these and I filled them up. How often are we running into that thing? P-I-C-K. Pick with the pair 2. Here we go. Yeah, and this is why I need a dig spell. This right here. Okay, come on. My guess, though, on the digging part of it, though, is that it actually can dig it. It just thinks that it can't because of the way the power tool is encoded. But that's okay. We'll have a dig spell eventually. And it's, though annoying, it's not annoying to the point that I can just... No, I could literally go and make a dig spell easily, but instead I'm using my obsidian pick that I've had for ages. Also, I put the enchants onto my tools that I wanted. Currently, though, I only have magical resistance as well as soulbound. Very useful tools. These, like the other armor that we had, can also be infused with experience and can be Ars Magica upgrade, which I intend to solely focus on mana. The reason for doing this is that protection-wise, we're pretty well protected. Gonna take quite a few hits. I intend to upgrade this a little bit. Maybe make it pretty strong. But this is going to be the final. This is, from what I have seen of Draconium, it's the strongest armor in the game. And Draconium is pretty much the strongest metal. I mean, it takes forever to break with this obsidian pickaxe, though. Harvest level 4. Oh, so that's why I'm not getting Draconium blocks back. It's not the right harvest level. Right tool, wrong harvest level. Don't care! I have enough Draconium that it doesn't even matter. I really do. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 9, 18. So, let's do this. Say, hey, craft me you. Thank you very much. And let's finish off this core, guys. Then I will make the charm of dislocation. And I think that'll be it. And it will be a bit of a shorter episode. Let's come down here. See if I made this right. Yes! Draconic. Tier 7 energy core. 2.14 trillion RF. That we can store. Pretty good. Pretty good. Could move these back a few more blocks. Well, I can move this back actually 2 blocks and that'd be it. Because these actually have to be within 10 blocks of the core, so. But yeah, I'll charge those up. Now, let's go to making that draconic thing. I'm going to probably keep this on me, simply because it's mainly useful. Especially with its warp ability and the fact that it has weapons. The pick I'm probably going to shove back into my system, because I'm going to go make a dig spell right after this episode. Main tool. Second main tool. And let's make the charm of dislocation. Charm of dislocation is fairly cheap, ender eye only. So this can choose. I can basically choose any location. Shift right click on to blink to bind your current location XYZ coordinates, as well as the direction you are facing and the dimension you are currently in. That's useful, but it only is one. Why would we want that when we can go for the enhanced charm of dislocation and do one of these? This should be good actually, right? Like this. Let's say add new. We're gonna call this Space Brain, because that's what this is. And we're going to say commit. Now, if I shift click here, we can lock. Now the problem is I now have no fuel. To power this, we need ender pearls. Let me grab a few of these. I will be filling this up probably with all of these. Bing, bing, bing. I intend to never need fuel again. But I can do this as much as I want. I haven't seen a cap yet, so. But this is basically how we're going to get around now. So now we don't need that silly porter. See, and we just warped even though it was on accident. All you have to do is make sure to click as you choose the correct destination and click it. And we will be there. 900. Sounds good to me. not so good. Add 5. And boom. So now we have 900 exactly. So, with this charm of dislocation, we can warp to the brain. We'll have multiple of these warps, probably one in each of the main towers. So, that was the brain. Only reason I'm putting one in the brain, simply so I can do that, is so that I can warp there easily. So now, with this, I won't have to warp around the station anymore. I will just be able to instantly be there. So here, automation. So we're going to say, add a new. We're going to call this the auto. We're going to call this space auto, just so I know exactly which ones are in space. Space auto. Commit and lock. So now I can warp to the space and to that automated area. Now if I scroll down and I click this, boom, it specifically just kept the direction that I was looking in. So no matter where I go, no matter what direction I'm in, it will warp me to there within the specific parameters set by the charm of dislocation, being that this is really slow. These pants are useless because of this stupid AI thing. Wish I could shrink that. Coming over here to set up the farm, I'm actually going to stand over here at the farm, since add new. I really don't know where I'm going to go if I need to get into the farm. Space, farm. This one actually makes sense. End of time will have its own one. Well, probably won't have its own farm. It'll probably have end of time. And then Dion's digging area will also have one. Dion's farming area will also have one. So now, one of the big problem is that this thing hasn't been on for a while. Main reason it hasn't been on is because we don't have anywhere to we didn't have anywhere to store power, mainly A, and B, we didn't really have a need. Now, if we add a new, we create space power commit lock. I want that locked because I do not trust this. So, okay, that weirded me out for a second. So, now I have quite a few of these. The last one I'm going to set is command center, space command center. This will be the location of the command center of our space station, technically. I don't really need to get, if I'm at the space station, I'm not really too worried about getting to the mob farm. Seeing as how it's not that far. So, for the command station, we're going to stand here. Let me just fix those real quick. There we go. I'm going to stand here, look up, make sure that I'm in a good location. And let's look this way. Add a new. We're going to call this space command center. C-E-N-T-E-R. Center. Commit. So now if I scroll down, space command center. We can now warp to quite a few places inside of our system. I eventually will go to each one of these locations inside of here, including going to the Last Millennium, going to Collision City, going to the Exome, even to Elendor, Ars Magica, Ethereum, and the Water Guardian. Going to these locations and making a spot, including Dion's base. First, let's go to the end of time. So, gone are the days of needing these RF tools, warpers, for now, mainly. Because now, lagging, what? Oh dear. I'm sorry to see this, guys, and I just realized I've been quiet. I'm sorry to say this, guys, but I'm going to end off the episode here. Sorry about the black screen. The reason that this happened is my game crashed. But I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode where we made some pretty cool draconic stuff. And yes, I am ending off on a black screen. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Bye, guys!